But time is life, and life resides in the heart. And all the time that is not perceived with the heart is as lost as the colors of the rainbow to a blind man. Welcome to my 2025 setup. For the first half, I will be using the Artist Edition notebook from bulletjournal.com. I have a review video where I talk about all of its cool details and features. With its step-by-step guide, it is the perfect notebook to get if you're interested in starting using the method or if you want to gift it to someone who wants to start a coming year organizing their life. I will link the video below in case you're interested in one. Let's get started. Momo is the title of the book that inspired my theme, and the cover gave me the idea of using a simple big roller pen to set the whole thing up. This humble pen took me back to my school years when I used to doodle on my notebooks during class, and the truth is that you can get a very rustic yet nostalgic style using this timeless pen. So first things first, I started by writing down my name in a very simple font, and then I decorated it with some washi tape bits. If you don't already know, I tend to do my yearly setups inspired by my notebook's design style. So I wanted to do a black and white theme and use mainly black washi tapes with golden details. These go really well with the stars on the notebook, but also with the overall vibe of the book of Momo, which at one point describes the fine-tuning that connects everything in the universe, including the stars and planets. And the delicate yet powerful thread that joins us all is time. Moving on, as you can see, this notebook comes with the bullets of the official method on the left page there, so I will not have to add them as I usually do. To the right, I am adding the year at a glance, which I always add because it allows me to reference past dates or future ones, so it always comes handy. You can skip this part or print and paste a calendar. I just love writing it all by hand, and as I do, I can't help but wonder what those future days have in store for me. For the year header, I drew Cassiopeia, a turtle that befriends Momo and is a key character in the book. And as you can see, I am building a style around children's books and tales, with whimsical details that are reminiscent of storytelling. And again, I will be adding more washi tape with planets and stars. Now let me tell you that Momo is a book that marked my childhood. I remember being very young when my siblings participated in a theatrical version of it. As I reread the book, many of the names and phrases opened up an archive that I didn't even know that I could recall. So Momo will be the theme for my 2025 setup. The idea came from my sister. She remembered that the book dealt with saving time from those who robbed it, and it connects really well with the bullet journal concept, organizing your time to achieve your goals. In a nutshell, Momo is a very special girl. She has the wonderful quality of listening and making everyone feel good because of it. But the arrival of the gray men who intend to take over people's time is going to change her life. She will be the only one not to be fooled, and with the help of the turtle Cassiopeia and Master Hour, she will embark on a fantastic adventure against the time thieves. If you're watching this video, I suspect that you are interested in time management, and if that's the case, I wholeheartedly recommend you to read this fantastic book. I don't want to spoil it, so I will be referencing some of my favorite beats and quotes. I love the book's ability to adapt to your own circumstances. After all, each of us knows which are our time wasters and could do well to remind ourselves of the things that matter the most, with the view of setting priorities and organizing our lives around them. Now that I am done with the calendar, I will be adding a quote and a cover. Although these are not essential to the method, to have them here is both decorative and motivating. If you know me, I need to be creative in my journal so that it can truly reflect who I am and inspire me on a daily basis. But you do you. I have a video where I talk about the different phases of bullet journaling. I will also link it below in case you're not sure on how to design your pages. The quote is the one I use at the intro of the video. I feel it encompasses the essence of the message that the book wants to convey, and I just love the illustration that it uses. Time is life, that's a given fact. We have a limited amount each day and we cannot stop it or slow it down. That is why we need to truly perceive it with our heart which can be connected with the practice of mindfulness, something that I have already talked about in previous videos. Mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where we are and what we are doing, and not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us. It is a quality that every human being already possesses. It's not something you have to conjure up, you just have to learn how to access it. There's a lot of information about it online, but I think it all starts with being grateful. You open your eyes in the morning and you're grateful for another day. As you eat your breakfast, you are thankful for the needed nourishment. As you say good morning to your family or friends, you truly cherish the love and the company, and so on. You don't want to appreciate someone or something once they are gone. That's where mindfulness comes in, making you aware of how blessed you are and moving you to enjoy every detail and every gift that each day brings. After all, life is made up of moments, and it's up to us to make each moment count to live a more positive life. Here I basically recreated the book's cover. I love how it depicts Momo with her friend as they walk surrounded by clocks, pretty much how we walk through time or life accompanied by those whom we love. Friendship is another vital topic in the book. It shows how we're really nothing if we don't have true friends, and working or sometimes fighting to keep those friendships should be a constant in our lives because true friends enrich us and complete us. On these pages, there's space for the index, which is a part of the official method, and it's useful for future reference. I usually can fit it into pages, and I like to, of course, add some personality to it. I am using washi tape to build a boat that is mentioned in the book. Its name is Argo, and it's a boat that Momo and her friends board as oceanographers that study the sea and its creatures. The best part is that all of it happens in their imagination, for they are just children playing in an empty amphitheater. This part of the book reminded me of a time when our creativity was all we had to play with, and we spent our days outside with our cousins or friends coming up with heroic tales of fantastic battles. This play of pretend truly activated our minds and laid the foundation of the creative adults that we would become. I am very, very grateful to have grown up like that. The book was written in 1975, and the author speaks of toys that were so perfect to the smallest detail that they left no room for the imagination. I wonder what he would say of modern technology. Then there is space for the future log, another important feature of the official method. Since the bullet journal is built a day or a week at a time, the future log serves as the place where you can schedule all of your future events and tasks. I am only adding the first 6 months because that's how long I intend to use this notebook for. And I am leaving plenty of space on each month column because one side of it will work as my social media panel, where I can schedule and keep track of my uploads and posts. I have been toying with this layout since I started bullet journaling. With this new approach, I think I will have a better view of my activity in both Instagram and YouTube, and at the same time I will have more control of my scheduled uploads. As I've mentioned before, the bullet journal is a trial and error process. Be inspired, get ideas, try them out, and if they don't work, improve or discard them. There are endless options to choose from, or even come up with your own layouts and trackers. Momo's best quality was her ability to listen in a way that made people come up with brilliant ideas. She didn't talk, she just listened with great attention and interest, and as she did, the other person felt that in his head sudden thoughts would emerge, thoughts that he had never suspected he would come up with. The lesson is clear: less scrolling, more listening. Let's move on. A vision board is a visual aid that transforms our desired outcomes into physical images. Picture steps that you take to achieve your goals. Visualize the dream coming true and how you feel through the experience. As you do this, you are focusing on your objectives, which in turn create and manifest your reality. The vision board acts as a reminder to stop and focus on the desires you had placed on it. To ensure that your vision board actually works, you need to get clear on what it is that you actually want. This way, you will be working towards the life you truly desire, not the one that simply looks pretty on a picture board. On mine, for example, I used pictures from the internet, but also one of me, of a moment when I was truly happy and I felt complete. I was just standing on the beach in Cancun, staring at my favorite sea, and that moment brought so much happiness and contentment, the type that I want to experience on a daily basis. That's why I added that picture there, and as I see it, I can bring back those feelings. So think of what will make you happy and try to represent it on your vision board to harness the power of appealing images. My next spread is dedicated to keeping control of my finances. I have tried different layouts for this, and I'm coming back to this one, in which I can have a glimpse of the whole 6 months, both incomes and expenses. In my country, we make a monthly declaration of our income to pay taxes, and I found that these pages are the perfect space to keep track of it, and it also makes it easier to have everything in 2 semesters for the annual declaration. The book portrays Momo leading a very simple life, and that's kind of the key of why she has time for her friends. So on this spread, I wanted to draw a few little treasures that she owns: a bird's colorful feather, a beautifully veined stone, a golden button, a small piece of colored glass, and a pretty pink seashell. I want them to be a reminder of the need to be content, to not overspend on non-essentials, and to save for important things. Doing the job that I do, I end up with a lot of materials lying all around me, which can be overwhelming and uninspiring. So I need to make a better effort at keeping my spaces minimal and tidy, because the last thing I need is more stuff lying around when I don't even have the space for it. So this year, I am aiming at doing a no-spend challenge, which is always good for the wallet and the peace of mind. The next spreads are kind of related to the finances. The waiting for list is to keep track of the packages that brands send me, and hopefully of the very few that I will order. I say this because, like I said, I'm planning to be on a no-spend mood, and only order things that are indispensable. The villains in the book are the Grey Men, conceptual characters whose sole purpose of existence is to steal time away from humans. The author describes them as bald men wearing suits, complete with a bowler hat and a briefcase. They circulated around the streets in elegant grey cars, so I looked up which cars were elegant back in 1975, and this Mercury Comet came up. I definitely see it as a villain's car, mysterious yet sophisticated. It doesn't really relate to the spread, but I just really love drawing it. On the other page is the wish list. There's always things that I want to try, like new materials, and so I will write them down so I won't forget. And also, my sister will be coming by the end of next year from Italy, and I know I will have a list of treats to ask her to bring back for me, so this is the space to write them down. On the next page, I will add the master to-do list. This is where I write down both the big projects for the year, but also any cool ideas that might come into my mind. This has been helping me to keep a record of them because I used to just forget all about them. To decorate the page, I drew a flower that is mentioned in the book, as I imagined it to be. I won't tell you what it represents because reading about it was so lovely. The description vividly paints a gentle picture in your mind as you read it, so go ahead and read the book if you want to find out what this flower means. I am now making a built-in bookmark that will give me easy access to the spreads of the surrounding pages. I got the idea from Sadia Campbell, whose channel is one of my favorites for journaling content. Cutting a couple of pages makes a nice bookmark in which you can draw, write a quote, or just add some washi tape or stickers. And the next time you want to find these spreads, it will easily open to where the bookmark is. For the illustration, I drew the Never Ever Alley, a place that is also beautifully depicted in the book, and actually a lot of action happens in there. I hope I'm making you want to read this fantastic masterpiece. It really gets you involved as the story unfolds, something that Michael Ende is very good at achieving with his books. If you've read or seen The Never-Ending Story, you understand what I'm saying. On the other side of the bookmark, I will add a yearly challenge in which I will keep track of the days when I produce art. It can be anything, but I really want to spend each day creating something that comes out of my mind, with no reference images, just the things as I imagine them to be. This is both to train my hand and skills, practice, and become a lot more inspired. It's going to be nice at the end of the year to see all these squares filled up and have the satisfaction of dedicating time each day to one of the things I love most. And now we are on the final two spreads. Both are basic to any person on the planet, regardless of the fact that they journal or not. A go bag is an emergency backpack that you should keep in your house at all times, ready to go. This contains the basic things that you would need in case of a natural disaster. Mine has a first aid kit, a change of clothes, important documents in waterproof bags, non-perishable food, a pocket knife with eating utensils and other things like masks, antibacterial gel, and a power bank. I keep all this here to make sure it's complete and to keep track of the expiration dates of the medicines or the food. An emergency plan also serves to write down emergency numbers or action plans that you should pre-program with your family, like where to meet in case of an emergency hitting when you're not together and the communication is down. I can never not stress the importance of having a go bag and an emergency plan. You can look up some ideas of what to put in yours according to the area where you live in. Truth is, no place in the planet is disaster-free, so it's better to be safe than to be sorry. To finish, a little homework here if you read the book. Let me know if you can identify the character that I drew in this final spread. And so here's the final flip through of my 2025 setup. I really loved using just one pen to do it all. It was both relaxing and a no-brainer. I thought of adding color, but I really like how it looks just like this. It shows that you don't really need fancy materials to produce beautiful and creative pages. Like I said in the beginning, use your journal as a creative outlet only if that is what works for you. Don't ever feel pressured to make your bullet journal look like what you see online. As long as the method works for you, you're doing it right. On the other hand, I hope that my spreads gave you some ideas to try on your own journal. Let me know which ones you plan to use or any other ideas for videos that you would like to see in my channel. I'm always very appreciative of the lovely comments and the support. And so as usual, thank you so much for watching.